Hi guys, welcome to Online Differential Equations. This is your tour of the Blackboard site. Oh, by the way, I'm Miss Townsend. After you log into My TCC, this is what you'll see, and you'll just click on Blackboard. It often takes a while. And then you will select courses from the toolbar or the bar of links on the left. And then you will go to the current semester if you wish, or you can just scroll down and then you'll choose our course from the list. Now I'll be using this video for both online differential equations and online live differential equations. Both of you guys have pretty much the same Blackboard site. So let's go to the online elementary differential equations Blackboard site. Okay, so this is what it looks like. As soon as you get into our Blackboard site, you'll see a link at the top to our virtual classroom. Now, if you signed up for the online course, there's no expectation that you would attend these virtual class meetings. If you signed up for online live, the expectation is that you would attend class twice a week at 1 o'clock, twice a week on Tuesday and Thursday at 1 o'clock. The link is right here. There's more information. You can read about that. But for the students who are taking the online class only, this is completely optional. For the online live students, the expectation is that you would be there. Below that, you see a welcome announcement, talks about an overview of the course, how the course is structured, and how to get started. And then it directs you to a getting started folder, which is on the left-hand side here. And then you'll have your first weekly overview below that. Now, those weekly overviews will include usually a snapshot of the calendar that hasn't been put in yet, a snapshot of the calendar so that you know exactly what's coming up. It'll also show you sort of what to do that week and any assignments that you have coming up. So you'll go to getting started, and then you'll click on this link, and then you'll see a lot of instructions for how to get started in our course. Now, these links at the top are really important. They have your syllabus. So that's what that looks like. And then the course standards and grading rubric. We're using a little bit of an unconventional method for grading in our course. Rather than giving you 4 exams, you'll be taking 7 quizzes over something called course standards. Those are just certain mathematical concepts and techniques that have been grouped. And so we're just focusing on one skill at a time, basically. This is a list of the standards that you'll be tested over throughout the course. I highly recommend that you print a hard copy of that. And then there's some advice from some fall 2019 face-to-face differential equations students. These are all of the things they suggested that you do based on their experience in this class. I will tell you that it has a reputation of being a tough class, but if you actually do the homework and you keep up with everything, the way it's structured will really help you to learn what you need to learn. The material in this course tends to build on itself, and if you master the early topics, the later topics are a lot easier. So they'll give you that advice in their own words. But all of that is here. At the bottom, there is a link to my bio, just telling you a little bit more about me if you want to read about me. Here's my current class schedule. And then my student office, or my student hours, or also known as office hours, they're back. So that's exciting. They're shown right here, but that may change due to the pandemic. If you do decide to meet me for office hours this semester and we are meeting face-to-face, I'll be using a mask. You don't have to use a mask if you don't want to, but I highly recommend both masks and vaccination if that's something that you're comfortable with, and if you've discussed it with your doctor. I found vaccination really freeing. So I feel great now that I'm vaccinated. I feel much less anxious about the pandemic now that I've got that vaccination under my belt. So that's there. And if you're in that getting started folder again, This is a link to a discussion board. That's your opportunity to introduce yourself to me. I hope that you'll also introduce yourself to me in person or via Zoom. And then there's information on scanning apps because that's how you'll be submitting your homework this semester. Okay, and what else? Now, with the online differential equations class, you're not required to attend those weekly class meetings that'll take place on Tuesday and Thursday at 1 o'clock. But every time we meet on Tuesday and Thursday at 1 o'clock, I will record the meeting. And then I will post that over here in this recorded class meetings folder. Now, right now, the recorded class meetings from the spring 2021 semester are shown here. So you'll come here and you'll see a bit of an outline of what you missed in class. And then it's taking a little while to load. There will be a video that's right below that that you can just click on and see what you missed. Now, you also have access to video lectures on the YouTube channel, as you'll see when you read the syllabus. And it says you must be signed in to access this content because I'm not signed into that, that Nomia right now. But there will be videos there. And of course, these will all be deleted and will be replaced by videos from this semester. But that's pretty much what you'll see. Then you can find your homework assignments here. So we're going to have 7 homework assignments this semester. The first 3 have been posted. The other 4 will be posted later. You can download these just by clicking. And you'll see the homework assignment. They consist of conceptual questions and a number of problems. And then if you're saying to yourself, well, how do I actually get started in the course? How am I supposed to learn differential equations? Well, you go over here to these unit folders. Now, not all of these have been populated with materials yet, but unit 1 is really ready for you. So you'll click on unit 1, and every unit will start with a little bit of a unit overview. This is sort of a list of unit outcomes. These are the things that you want to learn or that you'll be focused on learning in unit 1. Here's a little blurb about how the Blackboard course is structured. And then below that, you're going to see folders. Now, in order to access these folders, you have to use a web browser rather than the Blackboard app if you have an iPad. I don't know if Blackboard apps on other tablets work, but I know that on an iPad, these folders don't have anything in them. They don't work properly. But if you're on the web using a web browser, you will click on the folder and it has all the information for that particular lesson. So we've got 3 units in the course. Each unit is subdivided into a number of lessons, and every quiz has a number of lessons on it as well. So quiz number 1 corresponds to lessons 1 through 5 from unit 1. If I want to learn unit 1, lesson 1, I'll click here. Now, this is a lot of writing. Now, you don't have to read all of this. You don't have to read all of this every time. There's a lot of repetition here, but the description at the beginning tells you what that particular lesson is about, and then you'll have the handouts at the top that you can download. The lesson notes are right here. Now, these correspond to the videos. They are not, they don't go directly with the video. I didn't write them at the same time. But the topic is the same. The material discussed is the same. And so you've got these lesson notes. Basically, it says in writing everything that I do in the videos, perhaps in a slightly different order. If you're a reader and you prefer to read, you can read this. The first one is really long, it's 16 pages, but after that, the lesson notes are pretty short. And then you've got the homework assignment, which you've already looked at, and then you have a printable version of the lesson plan if you want to print that. I would think that most students wouldn't need to print the lesson plans, but some students really prefer that tangible lesson plan. So you're welcome to print that if you want to. And basically, this is how your lessons will work. You'll learn the material by watching the videos, and you can read the lesson notes as well. You know, you can do one or you can do both. It's really up to you. And then you'll attempt the homework. And so you'll try the conceptual questions on that homework assignment that I gave you. And then after you try the conceptual questions and the problems themselves, of course, you're welcome to send me questions with images of your work through the Remind app. That's an app that I hope that you'll sign up for as you go through that getting started process. It allows me to send you images of math, you to send me images of math. We can text each other whenever you get stuck on something. All of that is there. And then when you're done, you're supposed to submit the assignment for pretty much every lesson in the course. But at the end of this, at the bottom of this folder, you'll see the videos that are associated with that lesson. So this introduction to differential equations talks about what the course is about and essential terminology related to differential equations. It talks about classifying differential equations, and then there's even more terminology. So you can watch those 3 videos. And then when you're done with that, you go back here and you would go to Unit 1, Lesson 2. Same thing. Got your lesson notes right here for Unit 1, Lesson 2. It's only 4 pages long instead of 16. You get an example problem, second example problem, and then that's about it. And this corresponds to 1 video, which is linked right here. Now, if you're saying, oh my goodness, there's a lot of handouts with a lot of links and I have to follow a lot of YouTube links, is there an easier way where I can access all of this at once and I don't have to keep clicking into folders and clicking within folders within folders? Yes, the short answer to that is yes. If you go over here to the left-hand side, you'll see Differential Equations YouTube playlist. Click here. And you'll go to the playlist. Now, unfortunately, I no longer have access to this playlist. I lost access to the Google account associated with Sasha Townsend-Tulsa. So the playlist is out there and it'll be out there forever as long as I don't have access to that Google account. But unfortunately, I will not be able to respond to your comments. So if you have a comment or a question or you see a mistake or something like that, unfortunately, I can't fix it because I no longer have access to the account, but I'd be happy to discuss it with you. And I do have a new YouTube account that I will be using for new videos. But all of those are right there. There's also some homework help over here. Now, last semester, the students were using my math lab, or my lab math, excuse me. And in my lab math, we had these particular problem numbers from the particular textbook that we were using. But you can see some of the answers to homework questions from previous semesters there if you'd like. And if you're saying, okay, what about all the notes? Do I have to click in every single folder and look for the lesson notes? The short answer is no. And if you're saying, how do I get there? It's actually all on my website. If you go to sashatownsend.com, see my image from 2019, go to teaching, go to differential equations. And this has not been updated yet, but you'll see syllabi from other semesters. The YouTube playlist is right here. So if you want, you can go directly to the website and just watch. And if you're saying how do I see all the videos? You click over here and then you can just scroll down and all the handouts will be here. Now I only have the lesson plan and lesson notes for Unit 1, lessons 1 and 2 up right now. But I have all the lesson plans done for Unit 1 and all of the lesson notes will be done as the semester progresses. So I have basically everything we need for the first couple of weeks in differential equations, but the rest of that will be completed and then populated as the semester goes on. We've got your work example problems here, and there will be more notes down here as well. So if you're saying, what is the one source where I can find everything? Going to this page on the website is the best place to find everything really quickly. On our Blackboard site, though, if you prefer kind of a lesson plan approach, you just go one folder at a time. Here's your lesson plan, tells you what to do. There are the handouts. You watch the videos, and then you go back here and you look at the next lesson. And it keeps going like that. So that is pretty much our Blackboard site. Let's see if there's anything else I need to talk about. There is an extra credit opportunity. After we study series solutions about an ordinary point, you'll have an opportunity to do some extra credit over series solutions about regular singular points using Frobenius's method. So that's discussed there. Some old quizzes have been posted for you. So if you click here, oh, that file has been removed. If you click here, you will see the quiz that I assigned last spring and then the key to that quiz. So if you want to test yourself, you can use last spring's quiz and last spring's quiz key. And if you still aren't sure after looking at the key, you look at the answer and you're like, how did that happen? How did Miss Townsend do that? These instructions on the right-hand side don't help you as much as actually watching a video would. You can click over here and you will, or you can, excuse me, watch the solution to that problem on a YouTube video, which is also on the old YouTube channel. All right, so all of that is there for you. And let's go back to the course. So you've got sample quizzes from previous semesters. You've got blank quizzes from spring 2021. You've got quiz keys, you've got videos. I'm going over the solutions to those problems. And then we have some supplemental handouts here. Then you have the Diffie YouTube playlist, the Diffie homework help playlist, prerequisite review content. So there's some review content for trig, algebra, and calculus. Oops, I got 2 versions of that folder. I'll have to delete that. Sometimes that happens when I copy the materials from course to course. Okay. And let's see. So, and there's a quiz key. Okay, now if you're saying again, is there one place where I can find all of that prerequisite review content? Again, you can go to my website, sashatownsend.com. You go to teaching. You've got all of these links here for different courses. My Calculus 1 course materials aren't up to date. I started redoing all of that during the spring 2020 semester. And then because of the pandemic, I didn't finish that. I had other things going on. I had to prepare for my courses. But the Calc 2 materials are up to date. The Calc 3 materials are mostly up to date. They have everything that you need to learn. It's a little bit dated. And then you've got the differential equations materials here. So let's say you needed to review something from Calculus 2. So you click on Calculus 2. And maybe you've forgotten integration by parts, let's say. And you would just go to anti-differentiation and integration, the lessons. You can click on the lesson plan, which is very similar to those lesson plans that we have in differential equations, or you can click on the lesson notes. That's where you're going to find your notes. And this is the set of notes that goes with the topic integration by parts. And if you're saying to yourself, but I need practice, then you'll go to the Unit 1 active learning section. And you can click on Unit 1, Lesson 2 practice problems. And you've got a set of practice problems for integration by parts. So that's right there. And at the end of the practice problems, you have the answers to both part 1 and 2. Now, the full solutions are not posted for these practice problems, but the answers are there so that way you can check your work. And if you need review with something else like trigonometric integrals or trigonometric substitution, on some of those, the full solutions are available as well. So it really just depends on the topic that you want to review. So this website's not complete yet. I'm still working on it. Got a lot on my plate. But as I continue to make materials for my students, I'll continue to populate the website with all of those links. And what's great about this is it is a one-stop place where you can just, click on the course, download notes, watch videos, and it has everything you need. Now our Blackboard site has that as well, but the Blackboard design is designed for you to walk through it as if this is your actual course. And in an online course, that's what it is. So you'll go through one lesson at a time and one folder at a time, and all of that information is there. Okay, guys, so that's our Blackboard site. I hope to meet you during office hours, whether those be virtual office hours or face-to-face office hours. Maybe we'll just see each other like this. We'll see our eyes, and that's fine, totally fine. But I look forward to meeting you, and I look forward to sharing differential equations with you this semester.